to study one more sum. So let's read it. On 1st April, MJ Mutual Fund issued 20 lakh units of rupees 10 per unit. Relevant initial expenses involved were 12 lakhs. It invested the fund in capital market instruments to build a portfolio of 1 crore 85 lakhs. During the month of April, it disposed of some of the instruments costing 60 lakhs for 63 lakhs and used the proceeds in purchasing a security for 56 lakhs. Fund management expenses for the month were 8 lakhs, of which 10% was in arrears. In April, the fund earned a dividend of 2 lakhs and distributed 80% of its realized earnings. On 30th April, the market value of the portfolio was 1 crore 98 lakhs. Calculate the NAV of each unit. So now we are going to calculate NAV of one unit. If you would have noticed here that there are many transactions in which there is a movement of cash and the closing cash balance is missing. So what I am going to do is, first I am going to find the closing cash balance. So first we are going to find the closing cash balance of the fund. So what we are going to do is, we have an opening cash balance, and how much is the opening cash balance, which we are going to find out. On 1st April, the MJ Mutual Fund issued 20 lakh units at rupees 10 per unit. Okay, so 20 lakh units at the rate of 10 is going to give you 2 crores. So this much amount we have got it from the market by issuing 20 lakh units at the rate of 10. So 2 crores is the amount which we have collected from the market. So this is the opening cash balance with us. So on 1st April, MJ Mutual Fund issued 20 lakh units at rupees 10 per unit. Okay, then relevant initial expenses involved were 12 lakhs. So there were some expenses, so that we will deduct it. So there were some initial expenses to bring this fund into the market, and these initial expenses were to the extent of rupees 12 lakhs. Okay, so 12 lakh rupees were some initial expenses. So I am going to deduct this 12 lakh rupees. Then it invested the fund in the capital market instruments to build a portfolio of 1 crore 85 lakhs. Okay, so there was an investment in portfolio. In other words, the fund manager had spent the money in different kind of instruments, and the cost of those instruments is 1 crore 85 lakhs. So this much amount is spent by the fund manager. Okay, now during the month of April, it disposed of some of the instruments costing 60 lakhs for 63 lakhs. Now during the month of April, it's disposed means it sold some of the instruments, these instruments which the fund manager had purchased. So they were costing 60 lakhs, but they were sold for 63 lakhs. Now my target is only to find the cash balance. So 63 lakh rupees the fund manager is going to receive. So the cash balance is going to increase. So sale of the portfolio. So certain instruments were sold and 63 lakhs was collected. So there is an inflow of cash to the tune of 63 lakhs. And then used the proceeds in purchasing security for 56 lakhs. Okay, so what has happened, the fund manager has collected 63 lakhs and then he has used this money to purchase a security for 56 lakhs. So there is a purchase, of security, so there will be cash outflow. So purchase of security is there, and there will be an outflow. And how much cost he has purchased? 56 lakhs. Okay, so 56 lakh rupees, there will be an outflow. Then fund management expenses for the month were 8 lakh, of which 10% was in areas. Okay, so there were some fund management expenses. So 8 lakhs, 10% was in areas. It means 90% of the fund management expenses are paid. So it will reduce your cash flow. So payment of fund management expenses, payment of fund management expenses, 10% are in areas. So out of 8 lakhs, 90% we have paid. So out of 8 lakhs, we have paid to the extent of 90%. So 7,20,000 is the amount which we have paid. 8 lakhs into 90%. Okay, 7,20,000 is the amount which we have paid for fund management expenses. Okay, now in April the fund earned a dividend of 2 lakhs. Okay, and it distributed 80% of realized earnings. So first we will see this, that in April the fund earned a dividend of 2 lakhs. Okay, so the fund has earned dividend. So it is an inflow, it is an income. So the fund has earned the dividend to the extent of 2 lakhs. Okay, so the dividend is earned to the extent of 2 lakhs. This is, we have done it. And now distributed 80% of the realized earnings. So now I am going to calculate this part, distributed 80% of realized earnings. So I will take a new page. Distribution of 80% of realized earnings. Now friends, you have to be careful here, that there was a capital gain for the sale of instruments, and these capital instruments. Okay, so we are now going to find out distributed 80% of realized earnings. So now my target is to find out the realized earnings. So the instrument were costing 60 lakhs and they were sold for 63 lakhs. So there is a capital gain of 3 lakhs. So there is a capital gain of 3 lakhs. Then there is a dividend which the firm has earned, and that they have given us already, that the fund has earned a dividend of 2 lakhs. Okay, so the fund has earned the dividend of 2 lakhs. So I can say that the fund is having a realized earnings of 5 lakhs. So this is the realized earning to the total of 5 lakhs. Now what they have said is that they have distributed 80% of the realized earnings. So there is a cash outflow in the form of distribution, of realized earnings, and 80% of the realized earnings they have distributed. So 5 lakh we have the realized earnings, and it's 80%, that I would say it is 4 lakhs. So 4 lakhs is the amount which they have distributed. So this is nothing but cash outflow. So what we are going to do is less cash outflow in the form of earnings, and this cash outflow in the form of earnings is 4 lakh rupees. So there is a cash outflow in the form of earnings to the extent of 4 lakh rupees. So now this is going to this part I'm writing here, it is going to give me closing cash balance. So we are going to get a closing cash balance. So all these things I'm going to add and subtract, and then we are going to find the closing cash balance. So we have, first of all, we have 2 crores, then minus 12 lakhs. So minus this 12 lakhs, then 1 crore 85 lakhs, then we have to add 63 lakhs. Okay, then we have to subtract 56 lakhs, then again we have to subtract 7 lakh 20, then we have to add 2 lakhs, then we have to subtract 4 lakhs. So right now we are having a closing cash balance of 80,000 rupees. Okay, so now what we have done is we have found the closing cash balance. Now friends, on 30th April the market portfolio is 1 crore 98 lakhs. So now the sum is almost over. We can calculate the net annual value at the end of the year. At the end of the year, they have given us the market value of the portfolio, so we don't need to find anything. So they have given the market value of the portfolio, which is 1 crore 98 lakhs. So 1 crore 98 lakhs is the market value of the portfolio. Then we have a closing cash balance which we have found out. So how much was the closing cash balance? 80,000. 80,000 is the closing cash balance. So 80,000 rupees I am going to include here because it is an asset. Then any outstanding liabilities are there? Yes, the fund management expenses for the month of 8 lakhs, of which 10% was in arrears. So there is an outstanding liability of fund management expense to the extent of 10%. Okay, so less outstanding fund management expenses to the extent of 8 lakhs 10%. Okay, so 8 lakhs into 10%, so the outstanding fund management expense would be 80,000 rupees. So this we are going to subtract since it is a liability. And any other thing which distributed 80% of realized earnings, market portfolio. Okay, it invested, I don't think now anything is remaining. And on 1st April it issued 20 lakh units, so the number of units are going to be the same. So this will give me the net assets, net asset value, net asset value. So this two I am going to add and this I am going to subtract. So plus 80,000 minus 80,000, so the net amount will be 198,000, 1 crore 98 lakhs. This I am going to divide by the number of units, and the number of units are 20 lakh units. So now I am going to get the net asset value per unit at the end of the year. So what I am going to do is I am going to divide this by 20 lakhs. So 198,000 divide by 20 lakhs. So it is 9.9. All of the TY-BAF students, if you want of any of your friends, you can share the link. Thank you. Study well, get good marks.